Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Pirates Cove, Montagabend. Ein wunderschöner Tag. Ich bin noch nicht im Urlaub. Eine Überraschungsshow. Wir haben ja gesagt, wir machen heute keine. Wir machen sie doch, weil wir haben ganz viel zu besprechen und wir haben einen Gast. There's a new sheriff in town. Welcome to the show, Joe Dolincheck. Hello, Joe.
Hello. It's great to be here.
Welcome. And yeah, obviously we're gonna switch into English. And yeah, nice that already a couple of guys tuned in. Thank you for the subscription. Subscript from Bad Boy Uli. Bad Boy Uli.
Bad Boy Uli.
Bad Boy Uli. Danke für deine Subscription im 14. Monat. Und natürlich auch an meiner Seite. Lieber Max, schön, dass du da bist.
Servus, Paul. Danke, dass ich dabei sein darf.
Ja, wie immer, Max. Okay, yeah. First question of the night is always, how are you doing? How was your day? How is your constitution?
Yeah, today's been a good day. Been film a lot this morning with Coach Cal, and so just kind of grinding and learning as much as I can, and getting ready for this week for the guards, and just soaking in as much as I can. It's been a long weekend, a lot of football. Watched some games this weekend, and yeah, it's been a good day.
Nice. Ricardo, yeah, thank you. Also tonight with us again, Ricardo, our technician. So if you guys have any problems with the sound or with the picture, please tell us and then we might change it. Max, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I like to say I feel refreshed. I think I look refreshed as well. I had a little holiday as well.
Again?
No, still refreshed from the holiday back then. Yeah, I had some TV football this weekend as well, so everything's great. How about you, Paul?
I'm doing fine. I got asked already why I'm here. I'm not on holiday. My holiday starts next week, so I had probably the most busiest week. The last 2 weeks were super busy for us in the office. Not so much for the football guys, but in the management we had to sign a lot of players, and we will talk about that in a minute. But outside of that, Max, yes, I'm doing fine. I'm a little bit tired as always. You know, as a daddy, you never have enough sleep. But the kids get older, and then the sleep comes back. Yeah, let's talk about the last 2 weeks. What happened with the Raiders? We had a show right after the announcement regarding Christian Strong and Jarvis McClam, and since then, a couple of things happened, Max. We signed a lot of players. One of them is Joe, obviously. He's now here with us, but also some other guys. Maybe let's start talking about them.
Yes, first guy who comes to mind showed this season actually that he's also pretty good at predicting football games. He used to play for us, and now he's back. Linebacker Alex Ferrari. Who was here yesterday in the Tivoli Stadium as well.
Playing for Italy.
Yeah. We're sorry, Alex.
Sorry.
You see this.
Molto sorry. What is sorry in Italian?
Scusi.
Scusi, multi scusi. Grande Italiano.
Yeah. But like, we gotta give them one thing, they had a great touchdown song.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we signed Alex Ferrari. Alex Ferrari is back. He wasn't signed before the season because of the reduction of the import players. He's from Italy. Now he is back. He played for the Guelfi Firenze, Florence, I think it is.
Probably.
It is. And now he's back in black, and we are super happy, and we can't wait to see him strong at adding to our defense. Then, next players.
Yeah, obviously, we signed Joe.
We're going
to talk about him a little later on. And now I'm going to hand it over to you, because you're obviously better prepared than I am.
As always. No, we signed a couple more players. We signed 2 offensive linemen. We signed another Italian guy from our AFL team, David Peratona. Big man, big guy. Future project, I think. We will see how much he can do this year, but obviously he will help us in depth. And with him, we signed an offensive lineman, also a very big man from Salzburg, from the Ducks, Inderjit Singh, 2 meters, 140 kilos, really big guy, can play tackle and guard, and you already practiced with him a little bit.
Yeah, last week we had a couple practices. He's a big boy out there on the offensive line. He's gonna have some work for sure in the trenches.
So these two guys, and then also from Salzburg we added another known comeback player, Manuel Jovic at the defensive line, who played for us. I don't even know. So if I get it wrong, but he played for us, I think, already in 2011 or 12, and then even before in 2008, I think, already one season, and then he went back to Salzburg, and then back to us, and then to Salzburg, and now he's with us.
I think Manuel was not with us this early. I think he wasn't with us
he in that group?
No, that was
Miribung,
Pugnara, and
the other linebacker.
The other linebacker. But Manuel was with us, I think, from 2013 to 15, and then a little later on, and he's coming and going whenever we feel like he can be a big factor for us, and he feels like it. So we're glad to have him back.
And then obviously we had also to fill the import receiver spot with Trevon Sidney. Joe, you already practiced with him. Describe him a little bit for the fans out there.
Yeah, he's a very explosive player, and I was talking with him kind of what he felt about his game, and his very strong suit is his route running. He's very crisp on his routes, and his cuts are really phenomenal. So it's going to be a fun connection out there on the field, and getting to play with him is going to help me out a lot. So yeah, just getting these reps in these next couple weeks, and just he's going to be an explosive player for us, I think.
Perfect. He played on big schools, right? He played for USC. I told him, the second guy we have from USC. Can you remember the first guy, Max?
Not right now. No.
You coached with him last year.
Oh, yeah, of course. Nick Garrett, yeah.
Nick Garrett, he was a coach for us, played in Europe before, went then also to Italy. Italy seems to be a nice country for football, and was a coach for us last year. He was he was in the group of the famous USC linebacker group with Troy Polamalu, Brian Cushing. There was one group of big linebackers, and Nick Garrett.
He was part of that, yeah.
He was part of that. He was.
And now he's back as a high school head coach in California. Okay. So if you see this.
Hey you! Yes, exactly you. Did you already subscribe to our YouTube channel? If not, do it now, down there, and activate the bell so you will never miss Raiders content again. Thank you for your support, and now you can continue watching.
There you go.
Yeah. We also had some not so good news. Dennis Putz and Nicolas Melcher, two defensive linemen, are out for season and on the injury reserve list. Maybe they come back, but for the moment they're injured. Not out for season, that's wrong. They are on the injury reserve list. And we had to release Toby Ledman because of roster movements, e-spots. There was the decision made by the coaches to release him. Yeah, then that's it. That's the roster for this year. There are no changes possible anymore, but I think we have a pretty good roster at the moment. Max, what do you think watching from the outside? You're more from the outside, right?
Yeah, actually I want to emphasize on that because everybody was asking me stuff when nothing was announced yet. So I always had to say, like, I don't know. I'm just a guy on a show every Monday, but other than that, I don't know any insights. So I called Paul, and he wouldn't tell me. So I was just as much in the dark as you guys were. So yeah, from the outside in, I feel like we have a great roster. Of course, there's some new chemistry to be made, and I think you already had some catching up with the guys, and I feel like we're in a good place, and we can only go up from here.
Exactly. There's a question from Zigerman. He's saying for him it was a little bit strange that on all these announcements, the statements were always from the GM, from Ulf Stoiber, and not from the head coach, Kevin Herron. And why? Because Ulf is the boss. Ulf is the GM, and in a football program structure, it's a little bit similar to the NFL. The GM is also on the sports side, the boss. So that's why he made these statements. But obviously, all the decisions were made in the whole coaching staff, and obviously Kevin Herron as a head coach was also fully involved in all decisions. And but the statements, official statements, came from Ulz. Yeah, and we start with a question to you, Joe. Also, Humpty Dumpty is asking, how does Joe feel about the offense and the load and that short time about probably preparation and learning everything? How are you doing with that?
Yeah, so getting in, I've been here for a little over a week now, and so right away when the coaches got back from their vacations, and I got into it with the former players before the, or not former, the current players. So I was in here with Hound, wide receiver, and then Richie, our tight end, and yeah, we just took a dive in, and so for me, it was kind of learning terminologies first, so I know kind of what I'm seeing, and then from there, kind of schemes. Schemes are all kind of similar based off of football. I mean, it's very similar to my college offense, so I just have to learn the terminology. So I think the guys on the team really helped me out with that, and I feel pretty confident going into this week. And so I can only learn from here. It's only up, so every day is kind of learning curve. But right now I feel like I have a good base, especially because the guys helped me out.
Nice, nice. Before we talk about you and also the upcoming game and a little bit more about the Raiders, let's talk about yesterday a little bit, because a lot of Raiders played on that game. You were in the stadium, I think so, right?
Yeah. I was sitting up there with a couple of our teammates, and Coach Kyle was up there with us. Yeah.
I was there too. Max saw it on TV. Yeah, there were, I think, in total around 20 Raiders players on both teams. Tony Rabenstein and Alex Ferrari on the Italian team, and then a lot of guys on the Austrian team. Yeah, at the end, Austria won and is going to the final. I think it was a pretty okay football game from quality of football. Obviously, in the national team, you never have the time to, in preparation, everything, and also timing, receiver, quarterback, all these things. But I think Austria did a great job. Defense played really well, and at the end, it looked a little bit that Team Austria outcoached also Team Italy. What do you guys think about the game, Max?
Yeah, I mean, what set Austria apart from Italy? I can't really say because I actually don't know it, but the days leading to the game, Austria had a camp going on, so they were practicing quite a lot. 2 days for Saturday and I think Friday afternoon.
No, they started Wednesday.
Wednesday already.
Wednesday,
right.
Thursday, Friday, and I think Saturday was off.
Yeah, so they really put the work in and they reaped the rewards. So I don't know how much time and commitment Italy put into this. They had flashes of really great plays, but on the other hand, they had some hiccups, like that fumble on that
jump over
long pass. Yeah,
and then when the
like
guy wanted to jump over.
Yeah, and also the dropped interception, or like the fumbled interception actually. So those were mistakes you do when you are not sound, and I feel like Austria was just more sound than Italy was at that day. But I also feel like there was like a mandatory win, like
for Austria.
Yeah, we couldn't have lost that. That would have been a huge deal. But now we did what we had to do. We're gonna advance to play, I think, Finland in the finals, and yeah, I mean, we showed enough, but I feel like we have way more potential than we showed.
How did you saw the game?
Yeah, I mean, for me, being fairly new to European football, it definitely seemed like Austrian's team was a little bit better coached, and they were definitely prepared. They had a game plan, and they came out in Wildcat, and so I think that kind of set their tone that they were going to run the ball kind of down Italy's throat a little bit. And but yeah, I think they were really prepared, and the Italy team, they had talent. They were there in the right spots. It just seemed like they weren't like engaged as much as Austrian was. So I think their timing was a little off, and just kind of decision making wasn't fully there. But I thought it was a very fun game to watch. Just my first game over here in Europe to see, so it was good to see some football and see some of my teammates I'm gonna be playing with get to play out there.
And there were also players on the opposite side who are we facing. So like on Italy, there were Luke Zaratka and is playing for the Milano Seamen. Jordan Buer is playing for the Vikings. On Team Austria was Yannick Meyer, who's playing for the Stuttgart Surge. We're going to see him again here. He played last year for us, the receiver. So a lot of faces, how you say, a lot of
familiar faces.
Familiar faces,
and the fun part is all of them play in the same division. No, actually not.
No,
No.
actually not. Vikings, no.
Vikings not. But still gonna play them twice a year, this year at least.
Let's
We're
hope
still gonna play them one more time.
one more, of course, and hopefully
then in the
maybe
final.
in the final again. Yeah, but at the end it was a great event here in Tivoli Stadium Sunday night. A lot of fans showed up, and a big win for Austria. And Coach Max Sommer is, I think, super happy to now move on to the finals. And we wish everybody the best. And luckily, nobody got injured. That's always a big thing, right? If you have a national team game in your actual season, I was sitting up there like, please no. And then I saw Adrian getting a little treatment, but it was probably just a small thing. And hopefully it's not something big. But
Was that number 9?
Adrian Platzkummer,
Yeah.
our receiver.
Oh, okay, the receiver. Did you see that big hit from number 9?
It was Anton Wegan.
Yeah.
I hope he's fine.
Yeah.
But he was out then after that, maybe a concussion. But
yeah.
it was a big hit on the kickoff return.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's move on. Let's talk about with you and about you, Joe. Maybe you present yourself a little bit like this funny question. Where are you from? How old are you? And yeah, what is your background a little bit?
Yeah. So I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, just kind of the middle of the United States. Not much to see there. It's
also in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, well, yeah. So Omaha's a little bigger for the Midwest. It's a decent size, but everything else around is not much to see. So it's a lot of cornfields where I'm from. But 23 years old, played college ball up in Northwest Iowa, went to Morningside University, and we had a pretty good career there. We had a good little run for 5 years, and so, yeah, it's a pleasure to keep playing football after college. But I have 2 older siblings. I'm the youngest of 3, older sister in the middle, and then an oldest brother, and so getting to see them play sports growing up, it's kind of what fed into my competitiveness, I'd say. So I look up to them a lot, and yeah, my dad and mom, they both have a sports background, so they taught us from a very young age to kind of show the love of sports. So yeah, I appreciate everyone in my family.
So you're coming from a sports background, obviously. Did anybody play football?
My dad was going to play college ball, but he got hurt his senior year, I think, and so he just didn't end up playing. And yeah, so he's from Omaha, Nebraska, and so is my mom. So they just ended up sticking around there, and I think they met after high school. And so hey, we don't know what the story would be if he didn't end up not going on to play football.
That's true. Right. And your older brother, is he?
My older brother, he actually he was going to play college ball at the same college I ended up going to, but he couldn't get a cosign for his loan. It is a private school, so you need to get a loan for it, and he just ended up missing out on playing college ball. He would have been a really good football player. He's 6'6", offensive lineman, so.
How old is he?
He's 27.
Yeah. Do you have his number right here?
Yeah, he's a feisty guy. He can definitely battle in the trenches. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you played for Morningside University. There's another guy on our team who played there. Let's ask Max. Maybe he knows.
Yeah, I know.
Who is it?
It's Niklas Gustav.
Right. So let's tell us a little bit about Niklas. How was it when the European guy came to a US college because I think you were already there when he...
No.
He was first.
Yeah, Goose was before me. Goose was, I think, a grade or 2 older than me, and I did get to play with him for 4 years. And he was actually one of the guys, he's just a very nice guy, very genuine person, and he really opened up his arms to me when I came in as a freshman, and so... I got to know him, and then we took a couple trips, and he was one of the guys that just kind of always mentored the younger people, and so getting to know him in college was really nice, and now I get to play with him here in Europe, and so
That's a cool story, huh?
Right. He's been a great help, especially kind of just teaching me the ways and communicating with people that aren't able to communicate with me, and so yeah, it's been really nice getting to play with Goose again and hanging out with him here in Austria.
He played for us already last year and won the Raiders Award, which is kind of an award for the hardest working and like an overall award. Was he the same at college? Because here in Innsbruck, he's like he's a workhorse. He's every day in the office. He's doing workouts every day, individual workouts, lifting. Was it the same at college?
Goose was the exact same in college. He was the first guy on the field getting his warm-ups in before everybody. I tried to be one of the first people on the field, and I could never beat Goose. If I came 10 minutes earlier, he seemed like he knew I was coming 10 minutes early, so he was already out on the field. And he's getting individual drills, working bags, and then he'd stay after. He'd be the last one off the field as well. He'd be over hitting the sled. And so just seeing his work ethic when I was younger, it was really nice to see someone that really appreciated the sport. And so it just made me want to work that much harder as well.
Yeah. You are holding a couple of college records, and when we announced you as a player, there were some discussions going on social media about NAIA, because for the people who don't know, there are multiple college sport organizations, right?
Divisions,
There's the NCAA,
Yep.
and there's the NIA, and there's the Ivy League, and
then
maybe
there's
some more.
NJC, it's JUCO, NJCAA, yep.
So you played in the NIA division, and people were asking about, okay, what is the level of football there? Because most of them maybe only know NCAA, Division 1, FBS,
Right.
2, 3, whatever. So how would you describe it to the people who don't know the level of football?
Right. I mean, so NAI and NCAA Division II is very similar in my opinion. We played for the 5 years I was there. We played 4 or 5 Division II teams, and we ended up beating all of them. So it's very similar in my opinion, because it's more so NAI and NCAA Division II is all about funding, and so it's just a matter of how you get your money in NAI and then Division II. So I'd put us. I wouldn't say we're towards the top of Division II, but I'd say we're definitely towards the middle for sure. And so, yeah, we're Morningside itself as a program has been a very competitive NAIA team. And as of recent, they are more towards the upper echelon of NAIA. We won 3 national championships in the 5 years I was there. So Coach Ryan, he's the head coach of that program. He's done a really good job in these past few years to kind of get over that extra hump to get as a championship team.
Nice. Sean Shelton played also NIA football.
Really?
He played for... We can Google it. Or maybe somebody in the chat knows that. But I think
If Elias is in the chat, he knows for sure.
Elias knows for sure. Or maybe Ricardo can Google it. Maybe you played his... No, he didn't play him, but his school probably. Ricardo, can you check
How many
where he
teams
played
are
college?
in that?
Oh, there's a lot of teams.
Okay.
I want to say close to 100, I'd say.
In the NIA?
Yeah, there's a good amount of teams.
Yeah, we will find out. William Jewell. This is
William
NIA.
Jewell Cardinals.
Is it?
Sounds familiar.
Look at
I've never
at
played
that
William
picture.
Jewell.
The picture is great.
What is he holding there?
Maybe an award.
Looks like a trophy, yeah.
Yeah, that's from France where he played.
He's
Yeah.
from Kansas City, okay. He's a Midwest guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in Kansas City, yeah.
So, yeah, there's a question from Luca. Joe, what was your first thought when the Raiders told you they wanted to sign you?
Yeah, so I was actually at work. I had like a full-time job in Omaha, and I got a call from a random number, but luckily Goose reached out. He said, if you see a random number, just answer it. And so I was like, okay. And it was Oles, and he said that you guys were looking to bring me in. And at that point, I was like, oh gosh, like I need to figure out work. Because I told Goose, I was like, he reached out a couple weeks before and asked if I was still searching to play football. And I said, absolutely. And so then Oles reached out, and that's when I was like, oh gosh, I got to figure out my work stuff, because I was 100% in right when I got the call. This is what I want to do. I love football, and it's the dream to play football when you're done playing in college. And so figured everything out, and then in my mind, after that, when it all came real, I was like, wow, I'm moving to Europe. I've never been to Europe before, and so it's kind of a new experience for me. And so I was really excited to get over here and just meet the guys and play some football and hopefully make a run for that championship ring.
Because we talked about it, right? If you don't go to Europe or you don't go pro in the US, your football career is over with 22, 23, 24, right?
Right.
And that's so crazy for us, Max, right? Because here...
We got people starting at like 25.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
90% of the time they don't really reach a level where they would like to, or a level they could have reached if they started earlier. But there's people starting at 25.
Yeah.
I got a question. So what lucrative career did you leave behind for this opportunity?
Okay, yeah. I was a project manager for a construction company in Omaha, Nebraska, and they're actually the #1 construction company in Omaha, and they're based out of Kansas City, Missouri, actually. So J.E. Dunn is a company, and I basically just run construction job sites, put schedules together and procurement and order materials. And so I was kind of the guy that just everybody went to if they had questions, and I just tried to make sure everything was running. And it was a lot of calls and a lot of emails and a lot of communicating with a bunch of different people.
Yeah, so I mean that's qualities a quarterback can have as well.
Right, exactly.
Should have as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Can you drive the big trucks or like these construction machines? Or?
I'm a certified forklift driver,
Yes.
but I actually am. But I didn't have to do that for my job. We had operators that would take care of that. So.
Because also in the States you would need a special license for that, right?
Right, correct.
Like the Caterpillars, the big ones.
Yep.
I love to watch Gold Rush in Alaska. You know
Alaska,
that?
yeah, I've seen that. My dad would watch that, yeah.
And I was always thinking, hey, if life goes down here in Europe, I go there and just be operator of these big machines.
Move up to Alaska
and maybe find some
operate
gold.
and find some gold, right?
Is that something you could find on D-Max or something?
Yeah, no, it's D-Max in Europe, and I think in the States it's on Discovery. No,
Yep, Discovery Channel.
All
yeah.
these I mean, Discovery Channel obviously not, but D-Max is like, for people who don't know, like a channel that's catered towards men, basically.
100%. It's cars, racing, like
Okay.
hunting.
Duck Dynasty.
Duck Dynasty. Yeah.
And then what is the thing with the where you can the
survivalist
storage
Oh,
units?
yes.
Oh, Storage Wars, where they
Storage Wars.
auction off the storage units. Yeah.
They take all these American things and then they just translate it and show it.
And they leave like the original voiceover. They leave it, and then they just talk German over it, so they don't even like.
Oh, so you hear the American
Yeah.
voice
Yeah.
and German voice on
So
top
for
of
everyone who speaks English better than like basic, it's super annoying to watch it because
Right.
you basically heard everything twice.
it. Uh-huh.
And Ziegerman is bringing it on a point. I'm sure the Raiders need a forklift, don't you think, Paul? Yes, we might need a forklift driver for game day preparation. So if we have maybe heavy material to move around,
I'm the guy. I'll hop in.
you're the
and-
guy
yep.
before warm-ups, before you're throwing balls, you drive the forklift thing.
Yeah, before I get loose, I'll hop in the forklift and drive it around a little bit.
Sounds great. One question to you also from Luca. What are you expecting from the crowd in your first home game on the next Saturday? Yeah. August 12th.
Yeah. I mean, just hearing that Austria versus Italy game was pretty loud there, and so I'm expecting the crowd to be excited, and hopefully they're going to be behind our backs and cheer us on. But I'm ready. I'm prepared for a loud crowd. I've played in front of about 15,000 in the national championships, maybe 20. So. Yeah, I mean, just kind of stay cool, calm, and collected, and hopefully they just cheer us on, and we're going to do our best to go out there and kick some butt and bring home a win.
Sounds great. You talk about the national championship. Let's get back a little bit to your accomplishments at college. So the program was super successful, right? The last 5 years, you were almost every year in the finals.
So yeah, 2 years I was there. We didn't make the finals. We were in the semifinals. The other 2 years we didn't end up going to the championship, but the 3 others we went to the championship and we won. We won 3 national championships while in college.
And you also had some personal accomplishments, right? Some great honors you got.
Yeah, I got a couple awards personally. It doesn't come by myself, though. Obviously, the team helps a lot. But ended up winning National Player of the Year twice while I was there. 4-time All-American and 4-time All-Conference. And ended up going down. Pretty cool stat that I don't know if anybody really knows. My dad, if he's listening, I'm sure he'll type it. But ended up having 167 passing touchdowns, which is the most in college football history at any level.
Any level, NCAA, every level.
D1, D2, yeah, all
and
levels.
You know that this thing was in all press releases here in the Austrian newspapers as well. So they took that statistic too, because
it's really cool.
It's really cool.
Because when I did it, like I had no clue. I knew it was a good amount of touchdowns, and then they announced it like over our board and said like it's the #1 passing touchdown record in like all levels, and I was like, wow, that's like
how many?
167. Actually, I got 167 beat it, so I was 166. 167 beat it. I have 168 though. I went like one more, and then. Yeah.
And is the other guy still playing?
No, the other guy that I actually beat it was the quarterback before me at my college.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He had 166. He's a coach in high school in Texas.
And overall NCAA schools, there was no quarterback who ever thrown more touchdowns.
No, that's
Wow,
the
that's-
highest. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's something that I'm fairly proud to say.
Of course,
I've
of
earned
course,
that.
you
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
But with all these great stats and this winning background, why was there no opportunity somewhere else outside of Europe?
Yeah, I actually was going to a lot of tryouts and in talks with a couple teams in the CFL, and that's kind of where I pursued first. And because you guys reached out at the start of the season, and I told Oles I was pursuing the Canadian Football League, and the team mainly I was talking to the most was the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and it came down to one guy and me, and they ended up going with another guy, and so kind of just staying ready, and you never knew if I was going to get a call, so I was just working out, throwing with, because I was actually going to coach high school football too at my high school I played in Omaha, and so I was throwing whenever I can with the guys there in that area, and so just staying ready, and you guys ended up calling me out of the blue, and so I was like, heck yeah, sign me up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Max, any question?
No.
No? Then
No,
I
I'm
move
done.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you arrived in here, and of course, you already mentioned it, a lot to learn, also the teammates, the system. At the end, football is football, but of course, the playbook is different, the calls are different, the looks are different. But in general, how you like it so far in the Raiders organization? So what do you think about the Raiders, and describe maybe us a little bit from your side. How do you think our program looks like?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I'll talk about the teammates right away. The guys that I didn't even know, they kind of just brought me in right away, and they're just, I could tell that they're so hungry to win, and that's the kind of team I would love to be a part of. And so they brought me in, were teaching me and coaching me as players, like, so they're player coaches, and so they understand the offense and so well. And then once I got to meet the coaches finally in person, it's just, they're the same exact way as the players. They're hungry, excited, and they just want to go out there and compete every game. And so it was really nice to see. And then the guys, you guys help us out. And then GM Oles, it's just, you guys really care about the people that are here in the program. And so it's really nice to see that it's like a family oriented kind of group. And so that's the kind of team I would love to be a part of. And those are the guys that, will have your back no matter what. And that's kind of the same way I am. I got everybody around me's back.
Did the guys already show you around a little bit in Innsbruck?
Yeah, so the first day I got here, everybody, like I said, was still on vacation, and so I contacted Goose, letting him know when I was coming in, and so right when I landed, got all my stuff inside, and so I was staying in the hotel over by the Olympic kind of training area,
yeah.
so I was staying there for the first few nights.
This one.
Yeah. So I was staying. I was staying there.
Placement.
So I didn't really have to unpack, and so Goose was like, "You want to just go and see the city?" And he brought me around the first night I was in, and so that was really nice because kind of nobody was around. There wasn't really anything to do yet, and so he just showed me everywhere, kind of where everything is. And it's not a huge city, but it's a very compact. Like everything's close by, like a bike ride away, and so that's really nice.
It feels like a huge college campus, I guess.
Yeah, kind of like that. It's kind of how Goose
super
described
young
it.
city.
We got a lot of students like during the breaks. I feel like 40% of the city is just gone. Like
but then filled with tourists.
Yeah,
because at the moment the town is full of tourists. Especially now when it was raining the last 2 weeks, so everybody just probably does sightseeing and not going to the mountains or biking or whatever. So downtown was packed this last days. But do you like Tyrol? Do you like the landscape? Do you like the mountains?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, so the apartment I'm staying in has a perfect view of the mountains on the south, and so waking up to see that every morning is a new experience for me, but I love it. And yeah, everybody keeps saying one of these like Sundays after like game day, it's worth hopping on one of those cable rails and going up and seeing it. And so one of these Sundays, I think I'll probably have to take that up there and just go see the view. And
do it.
I bet it's worth it, especially coming from cornfields and flat ground. I got to go up and see some.
I remember one time when we went up there, but like on foot during a night out.
Oh, yeah, that was an awesome night. We decided on it, like if we won a big game, and then it was probably already 4 a.m. And we just decided, hey, let's go up to the mountains. But we
had a few drinks beforehand.
Yeah, maybe one beer, but Max, we took the bus or the taxi.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we didn't walk. It would be not possible to walk up there not at 4 a.m. But it was nice. We had the sun rising.
Yeah.
It was a cool night.
Yeah.
I can remember. Yeah. Ziegerman is asking how we found you, Joe. Yeah, obviously through Goose also a little bit, and yeah, coaching staffs are evaluating also, or evaluating or checking All-American lists and college rankings, and then looking at players. But obviously Goose helped a lot, and yeah. By the way, I thought there's a third Morningside guy in Europe now.
In the or not GFL?
In the GFL.
Yeah,
Friend of you.
there's two. I have two players that I played with last year that are in the GFL, both receivers. Yeah,
One for the
One's in-
Langfeld Longhorn.
Langford Longhorns, and then the other's Unicorns.
For the Unicorns.
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, yeah.
What's the name of
Unicorns is receiver number 11, Caleb Schwagert, and then
that's a German name.
Yeah, I'm not sure his background.
Swagger.
Yeah, Schwagert. Yeah, it sounds very German, but yeah, he's been doing really well for the Unicorns. I think he's their number one receiver,
great.
and he's been doing pretty good. And then the other guy for the Longhorns is Austin Johnson. Yeah, he was our number one receiver last year. He's big help on offense. He's a guy who loves blocking as a receiver, but he can also take the top off and help out. Yeah.
So did you guys already plan to
meet up? We've talked about it. We just said we got to figure out, obviously, with our schedules, kind of whenever we can, if we can meet somewhere in the center of all of us and just kind of meet up. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
That's cool. I have 4 guys from Morningside playing football in Europe.
Yeah, it's really cool to say that.
Do you still are in contact with maybe some guys of the school or coaching staffs or ex-players? What are they saying about it, about your going to Europe and things? Are they following it a little bit?
Yeah. So I've been reached out to by a bunch of former teammates that are actually still playing too, and they're just all wanting to know how they can get a hold of and watch these games. And so I was like, I don't want to send it individually to everybody. So I was like, once it gets closer to the game, I'll send it.
There's a Game Pass.
It's the Game Pass, right?
Your old team posted on the official website.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe reach out, because I've been reached out by a lot of people, and I was like, wow, I don't know if I can respond to everybody. But yeah, it's Morningside's a very tight knit group, and so it's really cool that they have everybody's back. And so yeah, it's been nice to be reached out by a lot of teammates.
And I saw even some newspapers or radio stations right from your area were at least posting it on Facebook that you signed here. So.
Yep. Sioux City News got a hold of it somehow and put it out there. Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, so let's talk about the upcoming game, Max.
Yeah.
Max, where are we now? What is our record at the moment?
We are currently sitting at 6-2. But also the Helvetic Guards from Switzerland, they had quite a run for the last weeks. So I think, I'm not totally sure, but they lost the last game.
But
before that, they won 3 in a row, and they really showed a lot of improvement. So I think they're definitely one of the tougher opponents to have right after a bye week, because usually you talk about trap games and everything. And I feel like after a bye week, they are quite hungry. And so they might be someone to sleep on, which we cannot do in that situation. They got a great player in Silas Nasita.
Yeah.
And also the rest of the team also seems pretty solid. I haven't followed them as much as I would have wanted to, but Paul, how do you feel about them?
No, I was at the first game where we played at their stadium, and it was a close game. They're a tough team. They have good players on defense. They have Tim Henny, who played in Hamburg last year, a Swiss homegrown guy. And like you said, they had 3 games in a row where they won, but then they lost relatively high, I think, last weekend or last game week. And now they are 3-4, no, 3-5, I think. And we have the scores there. And no, it's going to be an important game. And it's going to be a first time with you, Joe, first time with Trevon on the field. All the new guys needs to be implemented somehow. And Coach Kevin made it really clear we have to win it all to go to the championship. And that's the first game we have to play. Yeah, they have a good defense. Exactly, somebody writes 2 very good DBs are there. So you probably already watched some game film
from
their last games. Where do you see their strength I mean, you
Yeah.
watch probably more the defense, right?
Yeah. I can't attest to their offense very much, but their defense, their front line, their D line is really good, big guys, and they're good getting at their pass rush. And then obviously, like we said here, they have two really good DBs, and I think that safety for their team leads the ELF in interceptions.
Yeah.
So he has a knack for getting the football. So it's my job to take care of it. And yeah, it's very good test right away coming into the ELF facing this defense. So I'm excited and just kind of got to find my groove right away and then kind of go with the flow of the game.
And we want the home right for the playoff. Exactly, Zingerman. But for that, we have to win all the games.
Yeah.
We have to win. Yeah. Saturday, 6 p.m. here in the Tivoli Stadium. I hope a lot of fans are coming. I know it's holiday season, but if you're in town, come to the game. It's going to be a great show. I'm sure it's going to be a great game, and I'm sure that the Raiders are going to win the game. Max, are you going to be there?
Yes, I'm going to be there.
Great. Are you cheering the team up from the VIP?
No.
No, this time not?
Not this time.
Oh, okay.
No, I feel like VIP,
you want to be with the people,
most
right?
of
You
the time,
go
VIP is wasted on me because I sit downstairs even during the halftime because I want to be with the people and like want to be closer to the game actually. So yeah.
Because when you're up there, you don't hear you don't get the atmosphere. Yeah.
And I just decided that this time I'm gonna be
with the people.
Yeah. Working class.
What is also happening at that game that we're gonna have again pre-game area. We're gonna have all the cheerleaders there, or a lot of cheerleaders there, not all of them. And you want to say something?
Not the ones that are on holiday. Obviously.
Yeah, there are also cheerleaders on holiday, but we have more than just a couple, with a lot of cheerleaders. And it's going to be a home game and a very important game where we need all the support from you guys. So please come to the stadium and support the Raiders. Yeah, and then Paul goes on holiday. That's great.
Which leaves me
alone,
so I can do whatever I
want. In the dark.
Yeah, no.
Can you remember this one thing, Alone in the White?
Alone in the White.
From a former player from us, the one photo he made.
No.
I tell you after the show.
All right. Is that not PG?
No.
All right. Tell me later, or even show me. Then I'm on holiday, and Max is going to be alone with a guest. Yeah, or two.
I
mean, we have a lot of space here.
One guy is gone, so you have a lot of space.
No, I can have two guests.
Of course, one there, one here, and you run the show. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be somewhere in Czech Republic, and hopefully with some internet and watching the show, and then writing stupid comments.
Do you already decided on a stupid name, which I
I can log in as SWARCO Raiders Tirol, so all questions coming in from SWARCO Raiders Tirol. It's going to be me.
You can't really ask stupid questions.
True. Yeah, that's it for today, I think. Are there any questions out there? If so, please ask. And we are moving on to our most important section of the show, Song of the Day, Joe. Because we have a playlist, and you have to decide a song of the day, and Ricardo will put it on our Spotify playlist, and then people can hear it. There are already, I don't know, how many songs are on there? Ricardo, open up the playlist, please.
So I got to give you one of my favorite songs.
Everybody of us is putting the songs of the day.
Let me take a peek.
There are 17 hours of music already on there.
Oh wow!
It's always the guests and Max and me who put new songs on it, and that's
get like super way back in my list because
I have one. I found a great country songwriter on TikTok. Okay. His name is Nolan Taylor, and the song is 68. Nolan Taylor and 68. Yeah, that's him. And it's on there, yeah. Max, your song of the day.
All right, I just randomly scrolled and I came up with Fiddle Me This from Yellow Wolf.
Yellow Wolf. Huh? What is this kind of music?
It's like, how do you describe it? It's a hillbilly rapper.
Hillbilly rapper.
Hillbilly rapper.
What is your song of the day, Joe?
Yeah, for me, it would be Traveling Man by Zach Bryan. It's country music as well.
So it's the Hillbilly Country Day today.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
I could have gone for Chicken Fried as well,
Chicken fried, that's solid.
but it's probably already on there.
Yeah, 17 hours, it has to be.
And Zigerman writes if he should give me tips for stupid comments. He is a pro in it. Yeah, Zigerman, you can write me some, and then we can troll Max next week.
I'm untrollable.
You're untrollable?
Yeah, I'm just not gonna read anything.
I think the whole show gonna change for the next 2 weeks.
I
Max,
think
you-
I'm just gonna pre-record everything and troll you.
because then it's not live. Raiders football fan. Yeah, any words about the other new signings? Yes, you missed it. It was right at the beginning. I mean, we can repeat it. We added some offensive linemen with Inderjit Singh and David Peratona. A defensive lineman with Manuel Jovic. And then also Trevon Sidney and Alex Ferrari and obviously Joe Dolincheck. And yeah, some of them are known faces. Some are completely new, and we are looking forward to see them at practice and game days. And this week is the first week with full practice. That's also important. Last week, some were at national team, some were still on holiday. Now, this Wednesday, the whole group comes together for the first time. And yeah, Saturday, first game.
Sure.
Alrighty. Some last words to the audience. Joe, you can start. There's your camera.
Yeah, for me, it's just this Saturday. I'm hoping to hear you guys out there cheering us on, and looking forward to hopefully putting on a good show for you guys. So come out, show the support, and go Raiders.
Max.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in once more. Thanks, Joe, for coming. I mean, you have a lot of stuff to do right now, but it's also nice for the people to get to know you. You're a pretty nice guy, and I think people are already cheering for you. Of course they are. Thanks, Paul, for being here, even though we thought you're not here. Thanks for making this possible. And thanks, Ricardo, for being the awesome man behind the camera, as always.
Yeah, little applause for you, Ricardo. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. It was great. Joe, thank you for coming, and thanks for tuning in. I wish you guys 2 awesome shows in the next 2 weeks with Max. He's gonna do it great. I'm gonna enjoy it. And yeah, see you on Saturday in the stadium. Stay healthy. And Max want to say something.
Can I invite DJ Fu?
To the show?
Yeah.
Of course you can. We were always thinking about having a live... DJ Fu is our resident DJ, stadium DJ.
Okay.
DJ. And we were thinking about doing a live DJ show here with live mixes. So you can talk to him.
So now you have officially been asked, so you can't say you haven't heard about it.
But then it's gonna change from a football show to a music show, because you guys probably gonna talk about music then.
Yeah, we got one show coming up talking about music, and then we got another one nerding out.
Okay.
Talking about everything Marvel and stuff.
Ja, stay safe. See you on Saturday. Macht es gut. Danke fürs Einschalten. Bis bald. Ciao, Kakao.